Canada is often celebrated for its breathtaking landscapes, multicultural cities, and high quality of life, making it a dream destination for many around the globe. However, beneath this picturesque facade lies a collection of challenges and issues that paint a less than ideal picture of life in the Great White North. While Canada continues to attract millions of immigrants, some aspects of life in this vast country can make it less appealing than it seems. Here's a closer look at the dark side of Canada and why some might hesitate to call it home. Canada's current immigration policy is based on continuous growth, a model focused on developer and finance interests instead of citizen well-being and environmental health. If balanced immigration levels had been maintained from 1970 onwards, Canada's population would have stabilized at around 28 million. However, the current policy of mass immigration in Canada has pushed the population to its current level of 38 million due to powerful interests, relying on the continued simple growth of the commercial economy and GDP. Housing inflation and rising debt levels result from adding over 10 million people and constructing more than 3 million housing units during the past 50 years of mass immigration in Canada. Combined with the influx of cheap labor, this creates a perfect storm for inequality. Canada's harsh winter is a primary concern for potential residents. Lasting from November to March, and sometimes even longer, the cold season can be brutal. In cities like Winnipeg and Montreal, temperatures can drop below zero, and wind chills can make it feel even colder. Heavy snowfall, icy roads, and limited daylight hours add to the challenges of daily life. The long, dark winters can significantly impact the physical and mental health of those unaccustomed to such extreme weather. Toronto experiences low temperatures and heavy snowfall, so if you prefer a warm climate and mild winters, you should consider this. It's important to note that Vancouver, on the other hand, rarely sees snow. Winters there are known for rain, and the temperature seldom drops below zero. Canada is often ranked high in terms of quality of life, but this comes at a price. Cities like Vancouver and Toronto are among the most expensive in North America. The cost of housing has skyrocketed in recent years, with the average home price in these cities reaching well over $1 million Canadian dollars, making it difficult for most Canadians and immigrants to afford their own homes. Rent prices are equally daunting, and the overall cost of living, including groceries, transportation, and healthcare, can strain the average household budget. This financial pressure can significantly deter newcomers, particularly those without substantial savings or high-paying jobs. Note that many goods and services in Canada have a high price tag. This includes everything from real estate to internet and cellular communication expenses. Additionally, services are also costly. Visiting a beauty salon or requesting technical support can strain your wallet. There are no home service organizations, so every visit from an electrician or plumber comes with a price tag. While Canada is known for its universal healthcare system, it is not without its flaws. Long wait times for medical procedures, specialist appointments, and emergency room visits are common complaints. The shortage of healthcare professionals, especially in rural areas, exacerbates the problem. Although the system ensures that everyone has access to medical care, the quality and timeliness of that care can be inconsistent. For individuals with chronic conditions or those requiring urgent medical attention, these delays can be frustrating and, at times, dangerous. Living in rural areas often means limited access to healthcare services, with only one or two providers available. This scarcity can delay receiving necessary care, particularly for long-term healthcare needs and elective procedures. Many Canadians feel that government regulations infringe on their preferred lifestyle. Some locals believe that there are too many rules in place. For instance, the Canadian government limits trans fat in restaurant foods. Most people think that these laws are too intrusive and would prefer less government involvement in their lives. If you are okay with this level of government intervention, then Canada suits you. However, this might be a drawback if you desire more personal freedom. It's important to remember that about 4,000 Canadians die by suicide per year. That's an average of almost 11 suicides a day. It's a heartbreaking issue that affects people of all ages and backgrounds. Thankfully, suicide rates in Canada are on a downward trend on a per capita basis. They peaked in 1983 at 15.1 deaths per 100,000 people, but in 2018, the rate was 10.3 per 100,000, the latest year for which data are available. Indigenous people, particularly youth, experience significantly higher rates of suicide compared to non-Indigenous people. First Nations youth aged 15 to 24 are about 6 times more likely to die by suicide than non-Indigenous youth, while the suicide rates for Inuit youth are approximately 24 times the national average. Finding a job in Canada can be a significant hurdle, especially for immigrants. Despite impressive qualifications and extensive experience, many newcomers need help recognizing their credentials, leading to highly skilled professionals working in low-paying or unrelated jobs. Additionally, in some regions, the job market is highly competitive, with limited opportunities outside major urban centers. These factors make it challenging for new residents to secure stable and satisfying employment. Canada has a long and troubled history with its Indigenous population. Despite reconciliation efforts, many Indigenous communities still face systemic discrimination, poor living conditions, and lack of access to essential services. Issues such as clean drinking water, adequate housing, and educational opportunities remain significant. This ongoing inequality is a dark stain on Canada's reputation as a just and inclusive society. Furthermore, social inequality affects other marginalized groups, leading to disparities in income, education, and overall quality of life. Canada's social programs and public services are funded by relatively high taxes compared to other countries. While these taxes support universal health care, education, and social welfare programs, they can also burden residents. Income tax rates can be steep, particularly for higher earners, and sales taxes add to the cost of everyday goods and services. For some, the tax burden can outweigh the benefits, making Canada less attractive as a place to live and work. Canada's vast geography means that cities and communities can be incredibly isolated. While this provides stunning natural beauty and wide-open spaces, traveling between regions is time-consuming and expensive. For instance, flying from Toronto to Vancouver takes about 5 hours, and driving can take several days. This isolation can make it difficult for families to stay connected and for businesses to operate efficiently. Additionally, remote areas often need more amenities and services found in larger urban centers, leading to a lower quality of life for those living in isolation. You need to understand that the things considered good, right, fair, wrong, or ugly in your home country may hold no significance here. The values here are not better or worse, just different. You are expected to adapt to them. You can still hold on to your values and culture, but once you're here, you must embrace the Canadian way of life. Canada's image as a land of opportunity and natural beauty is well-deserved, but it's essential to recognize the challenges of living in such a vast and diverse country. Harsh winters, high costs of living, healthcare struggles, employment challenges, social inequality, high taxes, and geographic isolation are all factors that can make life in Canada a challenge. While many people thrive and find happiness in Canada, it's essential for anyone considering the move to consider these darker aspects. Understanding the pros and cons can lead to a more informed decision about whether Canada is the right place to call home. Subscribe for more videos. Thank you.